Hello, hello. This is Creating Cards with Sherry. I'm Sherry, and I'm so glad that you've joined me today for my Simple Sunday video. I'm going to be showing you a very simple card, but before we get into that, I just want to remind you that if you made some purchases last month, don't forget that your coupons for every $50 that you spent, the coupons have been sent to you in the mail. Make sure you look those up, and then when you make a purchase this month, you can use that coupon. Also, we have a special sale going on, and that is with our designer series paper. You can go into the 2024-2025 annual catalog. If you don't have the catalog, you can go to my shop at creatingcardswithsherry.stampinup.net, and you can just put in designer series paper in the search bar, and it will show you all the paper that is on sale at this time. So it's a great time to buy it, and you can get lots of paper that will help you make some beautiful and creative cards. Okay, let's get going. Today we are going to make what is called a drapery card. And what that is, well, it looks like a drape that goes across your card. And it looks harder than it really is, so I'm just going to take you step by step. And you can always go to my blog afterwards for the measurements and instructions or just directions on how to create this card. Okay, I have chosen some colors and some designer series paper. This is from our Unbounded Love. It's our In Colors DSP. And I'm going to cut this two different ways, so that's why I have them both out here. Both of these sheets out here. They are... Let me get this out of the way so you can see what we're looking at. These are 11.5 inches long and 4 inches wide. And what you're going to do is you're going to put the 4 inches at the top, and you're going to come in, I believe it's 1.5 inches. Yep. And then you're going to just make a little tick mark. I gotta grab my pen here. Come in 1.5 inches, you make just a little tick mark, nothing real noticeable, and then you take the paper and you put the tick mark to the point, okay? And you're going to line those up. And cut it straight down. All right. Then you're going to take this and put it horizontally, and you're going to score now. Make several score lines. You're going to go at the 3-inch, the 4-inch, the 6-inch, the 7-inch, the 9-inch, and the 10-inch. All right. And then what you will do is you will begin to fold. And you go in, out, in, out, in, out. And that makes your drapery, and you get some color contrast in there. Okay? So if we were to put this on the card, the wide end would be on the left, going to the right, and it would fit on your card just like that. Isn't that pretty? Very simple, very easy to do. Now I'm going to cut another piece, then it's actually the other side of this. And I'm going to do the same thing, only I'm going to cut it at a different angle. So I'm going to go 1.5, make my tick mark. Wait a minute, maybe I should be doing this from the other end. I'll just go ahead and do it this way. We'll see what happens. 1.5. And instead of putting it on this point, I'm going to do it on the other side. I have to bring this down a little bit so I can see better what I'm doing. And we're going to cut down. And then I am going to, I guess it would have worked either way this way. We're going to do it again, so I'm just going to go through the score lines again for you. I flipped it over again. 3, 4, 6, 7, 9, and 10. And again, I just want to remind you that when you're doing your score lines, you want to make sure to use the score blade. The dark blade is your cutting blade, so don't get that confused because it can mess some things up. All right? All right, this time I'm going to flip it over and I'm going to go in, out, in, out, in, out. And if you look at it, the big end goes from the right to the left, and you have a little bit of that pink there. So I just wanted to show you the different ways that these can be done. I suppose you could do it with the same one, you just flip it over. Instead of cutting two different ones, but for the purpose of showing you, I wanted to do it with two different pieces of paper. So I think I'm going to use this side today on this card. All right, and then with this piece that we had cut off, I think this is the one I want. Yep. I'm going to go in 2 inches, and I'm going to cut that end off, and I'll show you why in just a minute. Wait a minute. Let me do it this way too, and then that way we can compare notes here. All right. Okay. On your inside card, which is 5 1/4 by 4, we are going to, we can either lay this way, or we can do it, nope, that's not going to work. That little one's not going to work. So we're going to do it this way. And my suggestion, I might use the multi-purpose glue so that I can move it around if I need to. I'm just going to put that right here along the edge on the bottom. And if you go over the edge, that's okay. You can move it if you're working with it right away before it actually dries. Get it all lined up there. And then you just take your paper snips and cut off the other end. So that the inside of your card looks just like that. And then we are going to use my Stampin' Seal. And center that right in the middle of my base card. Now this is the Summer Splash paper, the in color. And now what I'm going to do with this so that it holds securely, I'm going to put some glue right in the middle of that one fold and flip it over like that. And then I'm going to put one in this fold and flip it over. And this fold and flip it over. Okay, now if you have to, if you need to, go ahead and burnish these before you even glue them down so that they're nice and straight and creased well for you. All right, and then I'm just going to go around and put an edge of glue all the way around. And then we're going to put that right there. I'm going to push this down just a tad bit more. There. Now it's even across the page. Okay, and then I've chosen to take my oval punch and I use the stamp set. I'll have to go get it. It's on the other side of the room. But I'm taking my oval punch and I'm going to punch that out. And you can put it anywhere you want, really. You can put it there. You could put it up here. You can also do like a bow someplace. If you wanted to put just a bow and no saying at all. And or you could do it like this too. It's kind of like that petunia pop there better. So I think what I'm going to do, because I had done this, but I put embellishments on this. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to re-stamp this. So hang on just a second. I'm going to get a paper, that the petunia paper. Oop, can't get in on that way. I blocked one of my ends. Okay. Sorry about this, but I kind of changed my mind as we started getting into this. So I'm going to get Thinking of You. And I'm using the Shy Shamrock DSP. So I'm going to line this up on here to make sure that I get it straight. Line it up with my lines. Okay. And I'm going to press it down. There we go. And I'll get my oval punch. And we're going to put that right there. So I'm going to use some Stampin' Dimensionals because I would like this to stand out or pop up or however you want to say it. And then I'm going to use my glue dots to put my ribbon on. And that's how I'm going to dress this one up. What happened to the glue dot? Oh, it never came off. I thought it did. Sorry about that. It's still stuck. Okay, now I got it. There we go. Then I'll take my ribbon scissors and I'll just trim this up a little bit. And there's our other card. Oh, looks like I need a little more glue over here. I'll put that down. And then we have our drapery card. And if you want more of the drape to show, you don't have to cock it like that. Oh. You can just lay it across like this. And then you'll get more of the drape to show. All right. And then the inside has that nice border where you can either stamp another message or write your own. Okay, and so the stamp set that I did use is Friends for Life. And I use that for both of these. Okay, so those are the cards that we have for today. And again, they're called the Drapery card. Very easy to do, and a lot of fun to complete. And it really does make a nice card. The trick is finding DSP paper that will look good with the patterns that you're using. Let me see if I can give you an example, because I was trying all sorts of them. And I think this was one of them. I had this from Perennial Lavender DSP, but when you fold this over, you really don't see the contrast in colors. So I didn't like that one as well. So that's something you'll need to watch for when you do your cards, because you want to make sure that there's some kind of contrast there so that it looks nice. And then you just choose the color card base that will go with all of it. All right? Okay. Well, thank you very much for joining me today. If this is your first time with us, please make sure that you hit the subscribe button so that you can, and the little bell there, so that you can be reminded of when all the videos are coming up. Those of you who have joined, I had another one join this week, and I forgot to look up the name. I think it's Eileen. I'm not sure. I'm sorry. I welcome you, and you folks have a fantastic day and what's left of the weekend, and I will see you on Tuesday for my Tickle Tuesday video. Oh, before I forget, I did not do a tips and tricks this Tuesday, and I don't really have a tip. Well, this is kind of some tips. What I wanted to do was show you all the different adhesives that we have so that you can choose what you like best. And so I'm just briefly going to go through some of what we have here. The Stampin' Seal is the one that I use for bigger pieces, like square pieces like that, like this card. And I use that a lot for those types of pieces. I will use the multi-purpose glue for things like this that are folded and need to be positioned really easily on the card. So this glue does not, this is like, it's stuck right away. And if you make a mistake, you can't change it. This gives you some wiggle room so that you can position your piece the way you want it to. It also comes with two tips, the pen tip and the broad tip for wider places. I don't think I've ever used that. I've tried it. I didn't like it. I like this better. But that would be a matter of preference for you. We also have our Stampin' Dimensionals, which is what is used to raise something up to make it pop. And so we have our regular size. And then we also have the mini size for those cutouts that are very narrow in some places, and this one would be too big. Okay, I think, oh, and then we have the tear and tape, and this is good to use when you're assembling like a box, all right? And you want to put the tear and tape on the bottom to make it so that when you put something in your box, it's going to be heavy enough that it won't come apart in any way, shape, or form. So that's how you want to use the tear and tape. It's also good, you know, when you want something that is a little heavier that you're using, the tear and tape is good to use. It will secure it better on your card. The other thing that I've used this for is when I want to adhere some ribbon on the card that goes all the way around the card, only I want it just around that front piece. So like if I wanted to put a ribbon across this drapery and I wanted it just on the drapery, I don't want it to go to the inside, I could use this and put my ribbon on this tear and tape on the back of this, and it would hold it securely. So you'd put it right there and on the back, and it will hold your ribbon securely in place so that you can get it around and make your bow. Okay? So that's what you can do with those as well. The glue dots I use for those, I use it a lot for putting on my bows and my linen thread. It seems to be thicker and more secure. The multi-purpose glue leaks through, and the Stampin' Seal just makes too much of a mark, too thick, and it doesn't look nice. So the mini dots are great for that, and they're also used for really small pieces as well if you don't want to use a dimensional. So those are our different adhesives and how you can use them. And so if you are wondering, gee, what should I use or what can I get, that would be a great opportunity for you. All right. Well, thank you so much again for joining me today. You have a fantastic Sunday, and I will see you Tuesday for my Tickle Tuesday video. Bye now.